Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? So today I want to talk to you about something that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is about success and what is your level of success. If you saw the video that I posted earlier of a gentleman doing some poetry, then he told you that America is built for you to become successful, but it's for you to go get it, for you to understand how the system works and go out there and get it. I want to tell you a story. And now if I had told you this story 15, 20 years ago, you may not have believed it. But I'm going to tell you this story today, and of course you're going to believe it, and probably within 5 minutes or less, you're going to figure out who the story's about. And actually, the story's not even 5 minutes long. But if 15 years ago I had came to you and I had said, I'm going to tell you this story. I'm going to tell you a story of a young man. This young man has the greatest basketball skills anyone has seen from somebody in the 6th, 7th grade. And that he will develop that talent. And when he's in high school, he will become a phenom to the point where they are showing his basketball games on ESPN in high school. And when he come into the league, they will already compare him to the heir apparent to Michael Jordan. That he will be the next big superstar in the league. And there will be many doubters because there will already be someone that they're saying is the heir apparent to Jordan. Now, when this young man comes into the league, he's going to miraculously be drafted into the city that is in his home state. And the people will love it, and they will climb to the rafters and make sure that they come to his games, and he will be an instant star within the league. He will show that over the first couple of years that he can take his team to the playoffs, who've been dwelling in the cellars for so many years. And then while they're in the playoffs, he will eventually reach the Eastern Conference Final. He will lose. But then he will start reaching the finals, but yet he will still lose. Then after a while, after some time, he will irritate many people. And he will put his legacy in jeopardy, as most will say, and then move to another city where sits on the side of the beach where the nights are hot, called Miami. I'm sure you know who this story is about already. But while there, he will team up with 2 other people. And those 2 other superstars, along with a good young coach and a good supporting cast, will go to the NBA Finals, and they will lose, but then yet they will come back, and then they will win 2 championships. And after a good run with this team, this young man will go back home. And when he goes home, he will take his team to the NBA Finals again. And he will lose. But then, against all odds, he will return to the NBA Finals. And when he gets to the NBA Finals, he will be down 3-1 and do something that no one in the history of the NBA has ever done before, and that's bring their team back from a 3-1 deficit to win the NBA championship. Of course, this story is about LeBron James. Now, if I had wrote that story 15, 20 years ago, you would not have believed it. You would not have thought that somebody out of high school will instantly turn his team into a playoff contender, and that they will go to the NBA Finals, and then that he will leave his team as the #1 player in the NBA, leave his team and go to another team and team up with somebody else, and then they will go to the finals and win a couple of championships, and then go back home and then win some more championships. You wouldn't believe that. But unfortunately, that is the story of your life as well. When you were younger, when you were a kid, you had a story of your life and how you wanted your life to be. But then something happened. You got older and you start letting the cynicism of everybody else come into your life. And all of a sudden now, you're not living the story of your life. And because you're not living the story of your life, you're not becoming successful. Now that is a tricky word, successful. What is success? What does success mean to you? You see, before you can write the story of your life and before you can become the hero of your own story, you first got to determine, what does success look like for you? In a video I made some years ago, I talked about a couple that I knew in Florida. This couple had sent their kids off to college, and they spent their time working on their house. Matter of fact, the husband worked at Home Depot. The wife, she worked as a vendor at Home Depot. And all they loved to do was spend time with each other and spend time working on their house. They had sent their 3 kids off to college. They go off, they do their travel, but they are doing exactly what they want to do. They are living their life, and the fact of the matter is their total household income is no more than $80,000 a year, but yet they are incredibly successful. There was a story going around on Facebook. It was a video of this man who had worked as a parking lot attendant and had never made more than like $27,000, $30,000 in his entire life. I don't know the exact number, but what I do know is that he took the financial advice of those who used to come through the parking lot, and at the age of retirement, this man had a $750,000 retirement portfolio, which is more than most of the people who walked through that parking lot who made six figures, who made twice as much as he did, who made 3-4 times as much as he did. He had a stronger, more viable, a life-sustaining portfolio than they did, because he understood his own story and he understood what success was for him. He had sent his kids off to college. He had done what was necessary for them, and him and his wife, they lived their lives and they enjoyed their company and their time with each other. So in truth, the thing I'm asking you is, first, develop your own story. The second thing is then go get it. Like the poetry video that I posted earlier today, you got to go and get it. You can't blame somebody else. You can't complain about it. You can't sit up there and be in fear. You know, part of the American trap is the fact that you are put in such a state of fear that you can't go and do something that's going to bring you the level of success that you may have written about in your heart. But see, if you may have it written in your heart, but if you're living in fear, then it'll never come true. It'll never happen. And you will forever be wishing and hoping and praying, but you will never see the results of it because you're living in fear. Now, I'm going to tell you, you have to determine your level of success. For me, at my base level of success, to have multiple stores making enough income that I get 6 figures, and I can spend the rest of my days just traveling and seeing the world and seeing America and seeing other places and going to do different adventurous things. If that is the minimum, that is the minimum. And that only takes about 6 figures a year. Now, the thing about it is that I've made that before, so it's not like it's impossible. It's never impossible to me. And that is my minimum. But of course, I have my maximum. And my maximum actually keeps getting the push of a reset button and keeps growing. But the fact of the matter is, you have to create your own story and be the hero of your own story. But before you can become the hero of your own story, you have to know what is your level of success. And then when you do, go get it. Go get it. Because it's there for you to take it. And if you don't get it, then the regret that you have at the end of your life is only your own fault. And you can't blame anybody else. I refuse to live in regret. And so should you. Because my greatness is non-negotiable. And so is yours.